Hi there. In this video, I want to talk about where do you start in the Fun Fab Drawing Club. The Fun Fab Drawing Club is humongous. It has almost 400 lessons the last time I counted. So I want to really talk about super quick about where you should start. Where is the best place for you? So you're all logged in. If you are brand new to art, or it's been like 4 decades, like you used to draw, but you haven't drawn in a long time, I would suggest you start real quick in the Awesome Artist Accelerator. And I just rebranded this in green so it would jump out at anyone who needed to know where to start, who was new. Okay, so if you're new, and inside the accelerator, there are separate classrooms. Okay, these are all the beginner stage classrooms, so you can actually stay in just these 0 through stage 7 classrooms for quite a while. And but going through each one in order will take you from like 0 to 360 very quickly. I've seen people go through here very fast, and after they go through all of these, you can quite literally go anywhere else in the club, anywhere, and you'll do a great job. You'll have success. You'll be fine. Okay, so if you're unsure about your skills, or you're feeling inadequate, or you're just really shaky, or you're not confident, I would just start right here. It's all right here for you. We start at the basic beginners, just going over supplies. It's like just like whoop, like the quickie, just a rundown, so you just get a good kind of sense of what you all need, which isn't much. We'll cover supplies in a separate onboarding video and email. Page 1, the pixie, and there's little descriptors here too, so you can kind of figure out where you go. So like the pixie, we do just the importance of line weights, and we just do 3 beginner projects, and we just do like easy Zentangling. And the reason I'm going into a little bit more detail in this video too is like you can also Zentangling was way too easy, I'm ready, maybe just start with faces. That might be kind of exciting. You can poke around these, and I really encourage you to do just that. Just take a look at them and see what you may have covered before, maybe what's new, maybe what's not. So you're like, oh no, well, I want the beginner faces. Where do the faces go? Not yet, although these are really good backdrops for the faces. And these lessons are meant to go in order. So it's good to learn about line weights and shading before you hit your faces, because then you understand like why your line weights are different and how to shade your faces. But now we start getting to kind of fun beginner lessons that you can totally enjoy. So we just do front facing, and the nymph is like first faces for very, very beginners. Super fun, easy projects, and they're all front facing. So we kind of go baby steps. So that's stage 3. If my computer would hurry up, I could show you stage 4. Stage 4, we start going into turned faces. But again, they're super easy, and this one looks like it's missing a picture, so I will go back and change that. So these are easy. A little bit more challenging, obviously. They're past line weights and Zentangling. You're just some new things. Just writing down less expressions and profiles. I don't forget to update that image that's missing. Okay, so that's like the next phase, right? We do front face basic, then we turn them ever so slightly. Then the fairy, we start getting into oh, that's where we just were. Sorry, that's where we just were. We have the nymph afterwards, stage 5. I should know these. These are not new. We get a little bit more realistic. Stage 6 is a lot harder, and that's turned faces realistic. There's only 2 projects in there. And then stage 7 is an introduction to my quadrant method and perspective, like super baby beginner perspective, just 1 point. We also talk about like grins, like grid method for people who want to do realism using the grid method. I don't use the grid method, but you might be interested in it, and I do teach that as well, thanks to Bryn. So I know this was a few more minutes than I promised, but if you're new, you really need to know that these are all here exactly for you. And so you should take full advantage of them if you're feeling scared in any way. If you're coming to the club and you're like, I'm like mediocre, I'm like fine, I can like get around, you can go wherever you want. Like if you want to do those beginner lessons, they're super fun. I wouldn't like avoid them because they're in the accelerator, but like you would totally might enjoy them as just a way to get to know me, for example, if I'm a new teacher to you. Other than that, you can quite literally go anywhere. And what you need to know, and I went over this in the club tour, I'll say it again, is that the color of the thumbnails indicate the level of the art lesson. So if it's pink, if you go in the picture of it as pink, that's easy. If it's teal, that's intermediate. And if it's yellow, that's hard. And that makes it pretty easy for you to kind of like spot. And it's like give or take because everybody is also different. But then you can come in here and you can start exploring because things are divided by themes and they're also divided by art supplies. Okay, so you can see there's like a whole slew in this classroom. There's not a million classes in charcoal, but you have a variety for what is here. Okay, and don't forget over on the left, you have filters. So you can also search. You could search by celebrity if you're in the mood. Like, oh, I don't know, what celebrities are in here? You could just check the celebrity and you're like, oh, holy cow, yeah, the Jetsons are in here. Technically, also, I was going to say there's more than that. If we hit next, don't forget the next and previous buttons at the bottom too of these lessons. Really, we should have the Munsters and the Addams Family here as well. So there's more coming. But those you can search by that way. But really, truly, you guys should be exploring everything. And just as a reminder, there's all the lessons on the left-hand side is one way to view them all. And then you can also go to the dashboard and just scroll down and you can cruise the classrooms this way as well. Okay, so I want to encourage you to go anywhere you like. If you're feeling like you want to, you should. Okay, and if you're not a rule follower and you are a beginner and you don't want to do the Artist Accelerator, totally respect, do whatever you want. Just search for the easy ones, I would say, to get your feet wet. Just search by the difficulty level just while you're getting started and into it. And that's probably another great way that you can explore the club without kind of like getting overwhelmed if things are too hard. I also said this in the club's tour, but I'm going to say it again here too. Please feel free to use the lessons as you like. If that means just glancing at the reference and doing your own version, that's fine. If it's following me exactly, that's fine. If it's, I think I said this at club tour as well, like some people like to watch all the way through on their first play and then they'll watch it all the way again. And the second time they'll art along. So like all of those are great. Whatever makes you happy is how I want you to take advantage of the lessons. Okay. Lessons come out or are announced every Sunday. You don't get a new lesson every Sunday, but you'll always get a newsletter every Sunday. So always make sure you open them because there's a new live and a new lesson every month and it's on the calendar, but in order to keep up with everything, it's good to just take a peek in case there's something new that you want. I don't want you to miss it. Okay. All right. So that's where you should start if you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Have fun.